to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Joe Daly here.
John Oscars here.
John Caleri. Robson, you have to play by yourself now. I know you could. All right, going into our signature action minutes of the Board of Selectmen for 6/26/17.
Really?
Yeah, I've got it upstairs.
Shouldn't he come see you first?
Any pen to you, John?
Well, it went through.
I move to accept the minutes of the Board of Selectmen meeting dated
That's why.
26 June 2017.
Aye, second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
And we'll do the Board of Selectmen meeting for non-public for 6/26. Do I have a motion for that one?
I so move to accept the minutes. Board of Selectmen non-public meeting dated 26 June.
Aye, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can't discuss now. No, we could. Great. Stratford Regional Planning Representative.
I sent this through. I think they're looking for a new representative, John, because they said you did well in the
Oh,
this
they
year.
actually said that? That's pretty good.
They wrote a little note, so here. So I'm not sure who do you want to go down for that.
Stratford Regional Planning Commission is a coalition of close to 20 towns, mostly in Stratford, but we go all the way up to Wakefield, which is in Carroll County. Each town or city pays a dues based on their population, so our dues are less than Rochester or Dover. And the idea is to receive help from them on highway projects, planning. If we wanted to have a 55+ development here in town, they would help us with that. Okay. They've also done things like the fact-finding meeting regarding the gravel pit up on the Kings Highway Road. Okay. I have served as chairman of the Tactical Advisory Committee, Technical Advisory. We look at various road projects and decide which one we as a group think is better. We do not have the final say. We do not spend money per se, but we look at both federal and state funds and make recommendations on where it should go. All right. I've been on, I guess, close to 6 years. Okay. I will certainly accept any sympathy cards you wish to send my way, but I've served for a while as one of the trustees of the New Hampshire Fire Museum. I was just elected as president of the New Hampshire Fire Museum, so my headaches there have really begun. I get to not only mow the lawn, but now I can do the paperwork. So with that in mind, I have respectfully stepped down from being the town's representative. Wife Janet is still representative to the policy committee, which is one step above TAC. I used to do both. So we're looking for someone to attend monthly meetings down in Rochester. It's the first Friday of the month, 9 o'clock till probably 10:30. Right? Does not have to be a selectman. Okay, just anyone interested in making sure we get our piece of the pie. Okay.
I nominate Jimmy Keegan.
Good.
Second.
There we go.
Third.
Okay. I have at various times recommended a railroad siding for Middleton, except we don't have the railroad. I've recommended sidewalks, except we don't have any sidewalks. So I've offered much input and gotten shot down on anything I've asked for. Okay. But they appreciate my sense of humor. They offered to do a traffic count in different places so you can see how much traffic is going through. I wanted to know if their traffic counter could count deer as well. Anyway, anybody interested?
Well, do you wanna table it till next week and maybe put a posting up and
Sure,
send
yeah.
if the public's interested?
Yep.
Unless Joe, if you're interested.
Rick, not for you personally, but one time Don Vashon was on it, from New Durham.
Yeah.
Okay. Martin Lefevre is on it from Farmington. Larry Brown is on it from Milton. Okay. There was a gal from Brookfield that was on it.
There's 17 towns and cities.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
all right, we'll post it if anybody's
Sure.
interested, and if not, maybe
Yeah.
next Monday we can sit down and think about maybe either you are or something.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. Okay, Deer Run, the eviction notice. So,
Okay, so I need some signatures.
you will understand, down on Deer Run Road, we have a piece of property that has been taken, deeded for taxes by the town of
You have to
Middleton.
sign all three.
And we have people who are living there that should not be living there. And they have been, for a couple of years now, trying to be evicted by the sheriff department and such to go unheeded. And basically, now that the property is owned by the town, we have to take care of it, so. And that's what we're going to be doing.
Without getting into the particulars, I have been involved in evicting tenants. When it gets to the point the sheriff shows up, that is usually it. You are out the door. I don't know how the sheriff has been there, I think twice, and the people are still there. I'm confused as to how that happens. When I got involved with these things, they were out as soon as the sheriff showed up.
With a moving truck.
The sheriff didn't stick around for that. They just had to get out and leave.
As a property manager, we've evicted tenants before,
You agree?
only to come back the next day and find they'd moved back in. Repeatedly.
I'm pretty quick at changing
There's
laws.
still,
Well, that didn't stop them.
there's still other
They
activities
continued
that's
doing
been
that.
ongoing down there over the past couple of years and stuff. So basically, this is going to, once it's over and done with, be one more cleanup that we've done in town. It's just a cleanup and all that entails.
Give it to the police department for training. Let them do some tactical entry.
Well, maybe at some point not training. Maybe they're okay.
Is that address public knowledge?
I don't know if it is not. I don't know why it couldn't be.
It's
I
town
mean,
property,
it's in a
right?
public meeting.
It's town property.
It's town property.
property.
What number Deer Run is it, Laura?
72.
Is that the one with all the trash on it?
No.
That one.
No. No, this is, that's just around the corner.
Who's that? Those are all new houses.
No, I feel bad for people who have nice homes down there. What's going on?
10 years.
Oh, more than
There
one.
are other people
really?
taking advantage of that situation too. We got one of those bogus phone calls, and it had a local number. So I answered it. Of course, it was one of those spam calls. Well, I looked up the number to see who it was registered to. It was registered to a vacant property down on Deer Run Road. Interesting.
Okay, we'll go back to old business, waste management concerns.
So I heard from a resident, she received this via Facebook Messenger from Waste Management. They're refusing to pick up her trash per the town requirement. So I didn't know if something took place that I must have missed. Her trash is in a wooden box at the end of her driveway and they're refusing to pick it up. It's been like 3 weeks now.
Is that on Sunrise Drive?
No, it's right on the corner of Silver.
There's a guy on Sunrise that.
Same
had the
thing,
same
right,
fault.
so I'm wondering if it's not the same, but he's saying that, according to this, that he checked with the town and they're not allowing them to pick it up. So I'd like to know
We've
when that
never-
happened.
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, John, you never told waste management not pick up anybody's trash, have you?
And This is ordinary weekly trash, not
Yeah.
bulk.
No, this is weekly trash, they have a bin at the end of the driveway so the raccoons don't get in.
Who sent this to her?
She says this is from Waste Management
It doesn't say it.
to her because she forwarded it to me. So this is really this is the town email,
Oh, I was gonna say, why is my name here?
because that's the town Facebook.
Cause you're on there too, John.
Because I had her send it to the
You pick up
town.
your trash.
So it just says that we're glad to hear that she's serviced, but we did check into this, which was her issue about not getting picked up. And it says that going forward, they can no longer service the trash in the wooden crate box. This is per the town requirements. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Did you reach out to Waste Management?
No, the
An
town,
email to me as an
the
answer.
town ordinance doesn't anything, they just want it covered over, contained, covered over.
Contained, so this is contained,
It
that's
is
what I
contained.
thought.
I don't see what the problem is, no one, as far as I know, I mean, you haven't said anything to Waste Management about it. John, I don't think John has, so.
Because another gentleman was in here the other day on Shore, or Sunrise,
yeah.
3 weeks, he's got a thing at the end of his driveway, they're not picking that up either.
And it's because they've judged it as nobody lives there. And that's what they've done. They've gone out and judged some of these places that nobody lives there. But like this guy said, I might not be up there every weekend, but he does, he is a taxpayer and he comes up and camps there. And this camp, in his regular house, I went and checked that one. That's just household trash.
We need to talk
Nothing
to
that they
people
shouldn't
again.
have picked up.
This is not how they,
So-
if they have a problem, they need to come to the town and not to wait directly to the
I
taxpayer.
know, I was
So,
surprised about
Let's
that.
make a phone call to Peter LaChapelle. I'll be in on Wednesday, I'll talk to him.
It all goes back to them finding rubbish in front of houses that we know there's nobody in. So I think they've gone just a little bit further now and they're judging some of them like, well, nobody lives here, but then when a camp guy comes up once or twice a summer, he's got some trash out there. And I think they're assuming the same thing that was happening. Somebody's dumped it there from someplace else, but they should have a way of checking to see rather than just leave it there, because that guy's going on 3 weeks now too.
That shouldn't be their decision.
Yeah, I don't see how that's
That's
their
not their decision to make.
They can complain to us that the place appears to
We'll
be
check
vacant.
out.
You would think, right?
But I don't think it's up to the driver of the waste management truck to say, you live, nobody lives in this one, so I'm not picking up. The town has issued no such directive.
But that's what was brought up, right, Laura, was that they know some of these places there's nobody in them and there shouldn't be trash out there and.
That's happened to me personally.
There's a new home, and Gwen had to deal with this, a new home that's being built, so when they're there, they have, like, she said, coffee cups, you know, McDonald's bags or whatever, and they're putting that out, they're not taking that either.
It's a new home being built.
It's a new home being
Because
built.
they think it's construction waste, I'll bet you.
Yeah, and it's just regular
Yeah,
trash.
I
Is that a-
asked him, because that was what went through my mind, but he said, no, it's like, you know, they're donut wrappers and they're coffee cups.
Is that up by me? Up on,
Probably
Holiday?
on Governor's Road.
Governor, 70 Governor's
There's
Road.
a new one just before you get to town, in the town line.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed when they had the big bulk pickup, that they had some big old, trash bags, those big heavy duty ones out there, and I think they had construction material. These guys are probably assuming it's the same stuff. They don't wanna deal with it, so. So we'll figure that one about Governor's Road too as well, so,
Steve, what do you has a list of
yeah.
all the
Were
names?
did I hear they were objecting to boxes being out there?
No. Trash
Wooden
being
bag?
placed in a wooden box with a lid on it to keep the animals away from it.
We're recommending that you don't leave your trash bag
Right.
out there by itself because they love getting into those bags.
Right.
If it's in a container, that's what we're looking for.
I think Waste Management is confusing Middleton with some other town that perhaps just enacted something about.
I think
Wooden
waste
boxes.
managers, they get a little high on the horse
Yeah.
myself.
I'll talk to them Wednesday. Bring him down off the horse a little bit, so. All right, so, this is our second Monday of the month, and we usually have department heads. I think a few people got confused because last week we weren't here, so we'll just go through. We can start with, Glenn?
And you have, yield tax on timber. Finally, there's 2 locations to, sign. Sign the warrant and then the certification.
While that's going on, I'd like to publicly thank you for filling in for Laura.
Oh, no, I was happy
I
to say
second
that.
that.
Thank you very much. You're
Absolutely.
welcome.
Nice job.
Yeah. Thanks. And the town still stands.
And I understand you'd like to move your office downstairs so that you can be where the action is all the time?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I'm okay up there, it works. Oh, and this,
Where is this?
This is going to be, basically lot, map 12, lot 23. It's on 61 Ridge Road, and timber tax due will be $558.05.
One ridge, it's either this end or the other end.
Right down the street,
this.
Okay.
almost crossing the pit. Well, pretty much a piece of it is crossing the pit.
This is this is just a letter to DRA, they send these out annually. Some communities still utilize the Form PA 28, they send it out to all their property owners, it's an inventory of taxable property. It's for municipalities that don't have a full building permit process in tact. So I'm going to tell them I will not be using the PA 28 because we have the permit process.
I guess on that property, it's all white pine you're taking. Speaking of that, anybody know anything about a disease for white pine that's supposed to be damaging white pines?
I haven't heard nothing.
Rumors about
Pine borers. It's over in Maine, boy, right?
That's all you have?
Well, this is that last abatement that you guys had denied, but then after some discussion.
Okay.
This one we've already looked at, correct?
That's correct, but we still have to approve it,
Right.
sign it for
I think it was
approval.
at the last meeting.
Meeting, last,
Yeah, that was, they decided, okay.
Do you need all three?
no. Majority.
On the outside.
Yeah. If you wanna make your stand, make your stand.
Do we know the status of the camp? Is it still,
No, I'm sure they're still working on it, this was
Yeah.
just submitted, not that.
So they had pictures of it.
yeah?
Yeah, there are
Right,
pictures.
yeah.
What will happen is, the assessor will go out again, in about March for the next year's tax cycle. And, he'll pick up any changes that have been made, any,
Okay. Good?
We did pleasure. Approve it?
Yes.
Make
I
a
think we
motion?
want to
You
approve
already
it.
have.
You
it.
got
Yeah,
it.
it's just sign, I think you just did the
I
paperwork.
have to get signatures
Right,
down.
but we already approved this.
This one's, we're gonna just pretend like we didn't change chairman of the board, this is for John.
Okay?
Would you-
Oh, good sign.
I forget that towns do that after town meeting, but, this is for the final payment to Fairpoint on that, court settlement,
Right,
so that's all, taken care of.
Okay, Johnny, go ahead and sign up.
What's the letter say? Okay, it just here's your final payment.
Yep, here you go. Thank you.
Oh, that's gonna go with the check, is that right?
Yeah,
So that's her.
I gave you, I think I'm pretty sure there's a copy in the, oh, yeah.
I need the
right,
signature.
Yeah, the signature, yeah. Yeah,
Just, I'll give you a
oh,
copy
yeah, you
before I
copy
send
it and give it to me, that's the way to do it. And that's all, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, thank you.
Rick?
Just a couple things, Metal recycling and the electronic recycling stuff. I know we spoke about it today, you said there's some stuff that we need to add to it, I guess. Microwaves, I guess, weren't on there, I thought they were.
And printers.
Printers or something. Basically, just if we can get an idea of a date, when we wanna do that. Last year we did it like August 20th, I think, I believe it was. And we shortened it up last year from like 8 to 1, I think, Laura.
8 to 12, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 hours.
Keep that, probably wanna keep the same hours, but I just didn't know if we could come up with some kind of a date, because it's gonna take me like 2 or 3 weeks to get everything planned up with Northeast Recyclers, to get the dumpster and the gable stuff for the electronic stuff, so. We're in the middle of July now, so we're about, what, 3 or 4 weeks, probably about a month. If we did it at the same time,
19th.
You're gonna Saturdays, right?
it's on a Saturday, yeah.
12, 19, or 26?
Well, I'd say we'll go for the 19, right? 19.
Pretty close to what it was last year.
Yeah, yeah, we've been right in that same area as 18th, 20th, so I'd say we keep it right in that same area, I guess.
I know there was something else going on that same day with the town last year. Do you remember what it was?
I think it's the beginning of
That's
Old
not-
Home Week, isn't it?
Yeah, for the whole involved with it.
Yeah, because I was here and you guys were all down there, we were doing something.
I'm not sure when Old Home Day, when that
You
is.
think I know
It's
that, I can't
it's
remember.
that week. It ends that week, so that, the 16th, because it's usually the third Wednesday, right? So that would be the 16th, would be the Old Home meal. So you
Should
won't
be
have your
alright.
boxes set up,
Oh,
unless you set them up that Saturday. It'll be at the end of that week, so you should be
Well,
alright.
they're gonna have the meal on the 16th, you said, right?
Yeah,
So
so-
we still got the 17th and 18th,
okay.
if to set them up, per se.
Yeah, so they won't be in the way for anything if you have to leave them there a couple days. so-
But unless there's been an update, last I heard it outside.
Oh,
They're having the Old Home Day outside underneath the canopy, rain or shine. I can tell you, if they put it where they wanna put it, make sure you wear boots if it rains, that's all I can tell you.
alright,
It's gonna get real wet real fast.
so don't book anything for the 16th for the highway bar.
will it be up there or down in the,
Down, they wanna have it over here beside the old town hall and use the kitchen. I guess they're gonna still be able to use the kitchen, but they wanna set some of them, Sue Dooley's got a couple of tops or something and big white canopies they wanna set up on the other side of the town hall in case it rains.
right?
That's where the drainage is, that's where all the water goes now, that's where they want it, and that's where they're gonna set up for Old Home Day, so.
Could be washout.
I thought they'd do one more time in the highway garage and then be all set next year to do the whole full thing inside, but
Right.
we're not there yet either, so things change. But that's the last I heard, if they do change it, if they could just let us know a little bit ahead of time. I got all the sandblasting company on the plows, they're gonna come check it out, it's a mobile sandblasting company out of Sanford. M&R Sandblasting, they're gonna come and check out the blasting of them plows that we were talking about getting painted, the same ones that we gotta do the welding on, so I'm waiting on a price on that. And we roughly figured out that if we did the welding in-house, it's probably gonna be about right around $2,500 to do all that welding that they talked about in-house. And that's not sandblasting and all that stuff, but we can take care of that little stuff on that, but the plows, we're gonna try to get this guy, give us a price on it, and he may be interested in painting them. If he is, I'll have him give me a price on that too. Other than that, I'm gonna get a hold of the same flagging company I had last year, we're getting ready to start ditching. I'm gonna get Kings Highway from here down past Bobby Todd's ditch, I wanna get that done now the school's out, and then we're gonna start working on the Ridge Road and New Portsmouth Hill. We gotta do some work on New Portsmouth Hill down there, so once I get to New Portsmouth Road, I'll get rid of the flagging company and we'll do it in-house, but on the Ridge Road and Kings Highway, I'd like to have the flaggers out there, so. I can get 2 of them just like last year, 2 of them for $46. And we're all set, and we'll do it that way. That's all I got.
And you get the truck back from,
I the truck back from, up to, Viking, yeah, they changed that pump, I'll get the pump on the motor now, electric pump on the motor, that makes a big difference, all the stuff works now when the truck's just sitting there not moving, so that'll be a big help for, and, you know, I can't say enough about them. It turned out to be a hell of a lot more of a job than they gave us an estimate on. They didn't realize that in 2014 they made those Terrastars. They actually had an air brake system on them. And they got rid of that air compressor 2 years later. So all the stuff they've done, all the kits they've ever put together was on a truck that didn't have an air compressor on it. When mine showed up there, it had air compressor on it, and they did a bunch of stuff. They pulled some stuff to get a kit. One company made 10 kits and they didn't have any more, and they weren't about to make any more. And they searched deep and it took a lot more work and a lot different kit, but they held the same number that they gave us the price on. So
Nice.
I appreciated that, because I didn't know where it was gonna go once they told me that, do all this stuff. I got a number approved where we're gonna land, and I got the bill before I knew the truck was done, so. It's back into place and everything's working, so we're all set with that. And the crushed gravel, I believe they finished that up either last week or they finished it up a couple days this week, and they'll be done up there too. So I guess, John, you missed the process of them crushing the gravel, but you can see the piles that they put if you wanna take a ride up there someday.
Okay.
They don't usually take too long once they're in there. They're in and out of there in about a week, so.
Is it still going on now?
I think they're done crushing. They might have finished today. If not, they'll finish tomorrow. If you wanna catch it tomorrow, you might catch it. But they might be breaking it down and the piles might be all done, so.
Late afternoon?
I doubt it. Yeah, the stuff might still be sitting there, but I bet they'll be done,
Okay.
yeah. All you'll see is what they did do. That's about it.
Alright.
Speaking of all that, how's your sifter that you were building? It separates gravel?
Just gotta, all we got left now is just to put the top rails on that actually separate the rocks away. But the rest of the structure's all done, all
Nice.
the wells that had to be filled in, they're right now, they're right to the point of just putting in rails. And they've changed the pattern on it a little bit, so they're not gonna be solid, because they're gonna make them so there's a way that we can change them out if they happen to get bent,
Right.
rather than cut them out, so. They've
Okay.
looked online, seen a whole bunch of different designs, that's, them two guys, once they start doing stuff, they come up with different plans. The newest technology is, I guess, is they're gonna hook them together with cables on the bottom, so there's forgiveness in them.
Right,
So if stuff gets trapped, you can stretch the cables just enough so stuff will go through, rather than, because it's not gonna have a hop and dump them, you know?
right.
So we got rid of the solid design and gone with this plan now. Same
Nice.
material,
Right.
but different design.
Nice.
And I just have one thing with the highway.
Sure.
Rob introduced me, forgive my ignorance, I forgot her name, but she also knows John Mamone and started Middleton Fire Department with John. She told me that there was a time capsule under Town Hall at front of the door, about 10 feet, 5 feet, and then about 5 feet left of the library door. Huh?
June.
No, it's Pete's mother. It's Pete Massey's mother.
Oh, Linda.
Linda, yeah, that's who it was.
And she wanted to know if we could get a metal detector when the tower is lifted and try to get that time capsule from 82? Well, John, when were you on?
Sound like a job for Timmy.
Yeah.
1882.
Yeah, when they
A
get ready to
long
start
time
digging
ago.
it.
But I told her that I would talk to you, because I know we're gonna tower it or rip it up. And, you know, I told her I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I got a pretty good source for that, because Pete's mother told you. So,
Okay.
when we get ready to do some digging out there, when we do get ready to do digging out there, because there's still a lot of stuff up in the air.
Yeah.
Like I said, the last thing, I wanna make sure that everything that needs to be done is done before we actually go.
Mhm.
Because you're gonna be, who knows how many more years before you do this parking lot again, so we just wanna get all the construction that we can done first. So if it happens this year, we'll pay attention to that, but if it don't, we'll pay attention when we do it next year,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
the generator thing, I guess that's out the window, but then sometimes it isn't, so we're just waiting. But we will look for that.
Okay.
And like Jimmy said, we got a guy down the street, he's got one of them high-end metal detectors, and he won't be afraid to come hang out up there. I guess it is in a metal container, so.
That'd be great. If
But
we
we've
can
been
find
told
it.
a lot of different places. We were told it was underneath the vault, so when we excavated underneath the vault, after the vault was taken off, it wasn't underneath there either.
Well, they mentioned it though.
It's the Al Capone thing.
They mentioned it like in the town report. when
You
they-
think, way back
So
then.
if you have one from back then, I would have thought it would have been, but
Yeah.
no.
You thought somebody would have had something of a map But if you look at everything over there, the only thing that's still original, what I've seen in the pictures, is the front lawn.
Right.
Now, to me, a time capsule, if you're gonna bury one, you might bury it on the front lawn somewheres. But then again, they buried a time capsule on the front lawn down at the Farmington School, and they never have found it yet, so. There could be other reasons why they didn't find that, but I don't know.
Well, if we can find it, it'll be great.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out, we know it's still somewhere, but I just don't see it being there, but she seems to think so. Well, like I said, we've been told 3 or 4 different places, we haven't found it yet.
Okay.
Paul did it, when he died, we made sure nothing was in there too.
First ever heard of it.
I can't see it being very deep, I mean, like, that many years ago, how deep did they actually put that thing down in the ground?
All right.
I wonder what's in it.
Try a couple of Budweiser cans, some of
Just small liquor.
What year was that supposed to be?
John,
Empty.
when John was the fire chief and she was on the fire department,
When
they
was
said
that,
that they
John?
buried
Oh, God,
the
early
time
80s.
capsule.
So we're, yeah, 82.
Yeah, I was gonna say 82, early
So I
80s.
would check like.
Didn't they have horse-drawn wagons back then?
We used horses back
It's
then.
probably a Jolton and a Yoo-hoo, something like that.
Joel's moon pies.
You don't remember where it is, John?
Mhm.
Barbie.
All right, let's move on to code enforcement, Mr. Mamone.
Okay. There were 8 permits issued last month. Ranging from electrical, sheds, demolitions, all kinds of decks, things like that. There were no new houses. Code enforcement, we have an issue with a septic failure and they repaired it on their own and the state does not like that too much. I gave them 30 days to get with a designer and they did not do that, so DES is on it now. It's their baby. The health issues, everybody probably knows that ticks are plentiful this year. There's a new type of tick out there that's got a new, they don't have anything that they know to cure the bites, but the bites stay with you longer and they're a lot of fun. And now they're talking about mosquitoes. We're gonna get into mosquito season now. So with this rain every other day and the heat, if you know of any puddles around or tires or anything like that where water collects, get rid of it as fast as you can because you're gonna have loads of mosquitoes. And Gwen was so nice as to hand me about 10 plus tax cards tonight that Avatar has found that people are building without permits or doing work without permits. So I'll be looking into that, calling and writing little notes to these people. And if they've done the work, they're either gonna do a building permit for that cost. And if not, then we're gonna take action against it.
Hey, John, just a quick question. So if somebody submits for a building permit, is there any reason why you would deny one?
Sure.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
there are a lot of reasons. The
Because I'm like
biggest
saying,
reason.
if somebody does some work, or say not just a building, but they add on or whatever, and if they don't, and if they had applied for it, would there be a reason that you might say, no, you can't do it?
If they're too close to a property line.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know because he just made the comment.
There could be a lot of reasons. I'd have to see
Oh.
what they're doing actually.
I was just curious,
Yep.
because usually, then you go through the process of do the building permit, but then would there be a reason that maybe you'd say, well, no, you shouldn't have done that because we wouldn't have given you.
No,
the
I feel like
first
if you build a
place."
deco side, it should be like an 8x10, but use all 2x4s, never gonna hold up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so, yeah, something like that, but, all right. I just like,
Yeah, it's a good question, because
There's also a height requirement. You wanna build a 3-story apartment building, the height requirement in town Middleton, I believe.
Well, if you're around the lake, you can't.
35
If
feet.
it's 25 feet around the lake and it's 35 the rest of the town,
Right. Yeah,
And that's from the ground level
Oh, up,
right.
up,
Oh.
yeah.
so you can pay that view tax, right?
Yeah, they'll get you for a view tax, because you're so high. Alright, thanks, John. Welfare?
It's been slow, we've had nothing for June.
Okay. Emergency management?
All's quiet, once again. You look what happened over in, is it Thornton, New Hampshire?
Hampton,
Between,
Boston.
Littleton and, no, Lincoln and Plymouth.
Mm.
Remember that pictures of it? We're lucky. Nothing happened to
Angus
us.
Highway got hit again.
Right.
Jimmy will probably be back up there paving that again this summer.
I was just up there.
Yeah.
On the tank?
No, the tank, up there and up near Thornton, it's at next town past the
Hampton?
racetrack in Raleigh.
Keenan?
Is it Hampton? No.
No, Campton's the other way, right up there. The guy, I said, you gonna do any more paving? He goes, no, we only got 10 miles of paved road and 47 miles of dirt. I try to do 2 miles a year, he said.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of places got hammered pretty bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Camp Carpenter is a Boy Scout camp located in Manchester. And they got hit so hard they couldn't open there, trying to get volunteers to go in with chainsaws and clean up the mess.
Oh, I got that email.
Yeah. So, once again, we were lucky to.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
it's all brewing again this week. Every other day you got a chance to, so.
Yeah.
Last summer we wanted some water, and this summer we want a break. So we can get something done, you know?
John and I went to a convention last month down at Hyannis, and it was underwater for a while, about a week ago.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. We've been lucky, it's going around us on both sides.
Yes. But those who've been around a while know that it can hit.
No, yeah.
2005, 6, 7, somewhere there. But anyway, we're good.
So we got that excavator, right, Rick?
That's
Keep
right.
those ditches open and right
And try to stay ahead of it best we
hopefully we'll
can.
be all set.
Yeah. Hopefully we
John,
can.
That's coming and go where it needs to go.
That's right.
Well, you're right here.
Oh, yeah.
Zoning.
Only thing pending on zoning, and I've been out on short vacation, so I've not done it yet, is the request for the junkyard permit. I have to see, for Daryl's, have to see what the proper procedure is. Do the selectmen just okay it, or does it have to go through planning board, zoning board? There's some new regulations that the town has put out, and maybe it has to be approved by the zoning board. If so, we'll have a meeting for that.
The junkyard permit, there's a whole couple, 2-3 pages.
Right, yeah.
And he can go down through and check off what he needs to check off, whatever, and we can have an inspection done on it. If it's approved, then continue on with it.
Okay.
So,
Good.
um,
Good on that.
I'll talk about the planning board real quick, is the last thing we had is a workshop a couple of Saturdays ago where we went through the CIP. To be honest with you, we're gonna submit it. We've asked the SAU up north, and we asked the school board and stuff like that. We've got nothing from them for several years to put in for the CIP, so we're gonna submit it without anything from the school itself to move it along. Other than that, it's been fairly quiet, and I think we have a meeting coming up this Thursday or next Thursday.
Everybody knows what CIP is? Capital improvement projects or plan.
So, just a work.
Do they have their own CIP, that school?
It has to do with the whole town as a whole. So, basically what happens is we submit this into whomever, and it puts on a list, so if there's any money for like improvements to be on,
Sure.
we may be able to submit and get those improvements, at no cost to the town. But we have to submit what we need, what we're looking to do as a future plan 5-10 years from now. The last time, we had to change it because it hasn't been done in 10 years. So, we've done the old one, we had to, bring up to like this date going to the next 10 years.
Right.
So, it's just.
Well, it's a
look at that,
brand
so.
new school, I suppose, but you'd think they'd still want to be involved in the process.
Well, there's certainly improvements, whether it's the playground or the field.
Right.
Okay?
Well, they're not part of the CIP, they're not involved in any of that, they wouldn't qualify for anything like that at all. John,
Has anybody, oh, sorry.
John?
We've discussed the CIP plan. There are probably 3 or 4 different projects, but we haven't made any final decision as to how we want to go about it. That's why we haven't submitted it yet, but we will submit something.
It may not, it may be delayed, because we're in the process of finalizing it and sending it off, whether it's there or not.
Yeah.
So we're not waiting, I mean, he's been
Yeah,
waiting.
that's
We've
fine.
asked letters, we sent letters and stuff like that to the SEU and the school board, and no response whatsoever, so they're just moving
Right.
on with it, so just let you know.
I have brought it up for four meetings in a row, and nothing conclusive has been done, so.
Can I ask, so are you saying that you don't have a good rapport with the school board? You're not communicating with the staff? That's what I'm asking you now. Because if that's the case, then it needs to be corrected. You know, we got a brand new school and that issue should be corrected now.
Point taken.
We beat this house before.
Well, that house needs to be put down.
I'd agree with her.
Because Farmington went through this for years, and we went through this with Farmington. And like I just was talking to one of the girls down at Walmart early, and she says, oh, we got a nice playground coming in. Really? And she showed me pictures. Did you know about a playground?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't
Okay.
seen
But
pictures.
you know about it.
I know about it.
No, I didn't know about it like that, it's $85,000, where that money come from?
I heard the
So
price,
that's-
I said, whoa.
It will be discussed Wednesday evening at our meeting.
So, before I get to you, Joanne, I got one question. You guys, at the end of the fiscal year, okay, after all the bills are paid and stuff like that, you always have money left over, because you're over budgeted or you didn't spend all the money, okay? Now, out of that money, the taxpayers vote, you spend some of that money before it comes back to town, and you also get 2% of that money to utilize, okay? Well, do we have a final number on what is in the fund balance?
I don't know what's in the final fund balance yet because the school year ends at the end of June.
Okay, so everything's not been paid.
We
for
don't,
yet, so,
you know,
okay.
we don't know what it is. We will probably know it Wednesday night.
Okay, right. Just want to say I'm gonna be on the meeting.
Tony and I went to a recent school board meeting, and I addressed the question of having a school board representative at the town meeting, at the second Monday meeting for managers. It was, I'm trying to be very tactful about this, but it did not seem like the question was very welcome. And it seemed as, the impression that I got was that they were looking for a formal request from the selectmen for a representative to be present at the second Mondays to do reports. Also, they did talk about the playground. In fact, I covered some of that in one of the articles in the Granite Press, in the Granite State newspaper from Wolfboro. Incidentally, those newspapers are available down at the Irving station if anybody's interested. They come out Thursdays. The school board and the SAU were quite effusive in their praise of the principal, saying that she had worked very diligently to shop for and buy technology at the lowest possible prices, and what they had thought they were going to spend on technology did not come to that price. She had extra money left over in some of those funds, and apparently those were the funds that she had thought that would be allocated, so they were going to change some line items or something of that sort, and that would be the money for the playground. If I'm misquoting somebody, I apologize, but those were what I believed to have heard at the meeting.
Okay, cool, thank you. Treasury.
Well, can I just ask, if a budget's approved, it's voted on, right?
Yeah.
And all that money's appropriated for what was voted on.
Right.
So if all of a sudden you got $82,000, which is not, in my opinion, a drop in the bucket, shouldn't there be some sort of discussion about
You might have to.
what they're gonna do with that? I mean, there's probably a lot of people that would say, well, why don't you put it back towards our property
Checks for
taxes?
example, too.
I'm not saying they shouldn't build a playground or anything, but that's why I don't understand why,
Shouldn't cash.
there's somebody not here at this meeting, a department head. You know,
How much would that affect the taxes, that amount of money?
well, it doesn't matter. You can say that 365 days in a year. And at the end of that 365, 85,000 out of whack would land, you know, quite a bit. I know that's a grossly overstated number, but it's 85,000 this time.
10 cents, 1,000.
I can speak a little bit towards the town budget in terms of your question, but I cannot speak for the school budget. When you vote at the town meeting to spend money in various departments, we have what's called a bottom line budget. That is to say, if one line item in Rick's budget goes over, but one is less, everybody's happy. Bottom line, we have enough money to pay the bills. What we selectmen cannot do is come up with a new line. Oh, we'd like to buy a brand new truck and use funds from the town, okay?
Well,
We can't do that without a vote from the town,
didn't
so.
Rick just do this? Well, actually, Ed did it. I was here. He wanted to change the hydraulic system over
Right,
on that truck. Ed
Right.
came in here, there
And
were
asked
people
for it.
here, we had a
Right.
discussion.
Right.
He moved some money around, which was
Right.
fine, but it was a general discussion about it
right,
at this meeting.
yes.
And, you know, I was agreeable to it. I would probably be agreeable to the playground. I'm not saying I wouldn't be, I'm just saying that if three of us decided to form a public works committee and we went over there and sat around in the highway garage and decided, okay, we wanna, you know, whatever. And the three of us said, yeah, let's do it, we'll just, you know, we got some money left over from this, or we can get some money there, that's what we're gonna do. I don't think that would be right. I think you would have to come to one of these meetings and discuss. And I'm not saying anything bad about, what upsets me is just what this lady was saying. We spent a lot of money. I personally was up on the soapbox, all in favor of that school. My taxes went up substantially, I'm fine with that. But now it seems like there's a pissing contest going on between them and this, and that ain't right. That ain't right. Everything should be out in the open. I ain't saying everybody's gotta be best buddies, but, you know, I don't know what the problem is.
In defense of the school, and I'm sticking my neck out here a little bit, but please don't shoot the messenger. But we did vote a bottom line budget for the school. The school is given X amount of dollars to do their job. We did give them a bottom line number. If we want to have any say about them moving money from this or that or the other thing, that would, I believe, suggest that we should go to the school board meetings, and when they discuss doing this or that or moving funds around, then that's when you have your say, not here at the selectmen meeting. The selectmen run the town, the school board runs the school.
Well, with
It's
that said,
unfortunate
Rick
that
runs
there's-
the highway department, but he's not gonna just go spend the money however he wants.
He's part of the town, that's the selectmen, but the school board decides about,
But can the school board move money into a line item that
Doesn't exist.
does not exist?
They're two separate governments. They have to be separate.
Right, but John,
If
do
you
you
want
have
something to
a
say about
playground
it,
line?
go to the meeting Wednesday night. There's
I don't think they do.
an open discussion.
is that
You can bring up
construction line?
anything you
I
want.
don't know.
5
John,
minutes.
John,
5 minutes. They allow you 5 minutes, and at the end of the meeting,
They
they
don't
allow
answer.
anybody input. You've got 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, that's it. and there's no discussion with them. You just bring up your subject.
I guess the question regarding the budget for the school committee or school board is there a line that specifically states playground budget, playground fund?
That's matter to take up at
Right.
their meetings.
I think you're missing the point though. See, I don't care, I think they should have a playground, absolutely. The point is, okay, so you should have one representative from the selectmen going to a school board meeting, and then one of them
Yes.
coming to your meeting, so that there's there's
Free flow
information going
information.
back and forth.
Right.
Everybody, because you're all getting it from the same pool, it's
Well-
all us paying it.
Well, the biggest thing, and it's not John's fault because he's code enforcement and stuff
Right.
like that, but he's also a school woman, so we call on him for questions like that, but John's only gonna answer so much.
I can only answer as one person.
Right.
The
Can't
board
speak for the
consists of 5 people, so I can't give you a definite on anything.
Right,
And that's why you should go to the Wednesday night meeting.
exactly. I don't understand why there's a problem with personalities, why we're going through this.
Right.
We should be a happy town, we got a brand new school, we got so much to look forward to. And now with the first year the school is built, we have issues. I mean, I knew there was issues when it was being built, because it wasn't built where it was supposed to be built. I have a lot of, discrepancies as far as the designer and everything else, and how it was done, because it should have been set back further. But regardless of that, we're here now, so let's move forward. But at least let's have some rapport, so that we're not.
Report's a two-way street.
It is, exactly, and there should be somebody from their board here listening to the stuff. You're talking about money too. I'm gonna
Come on
go talk
down,
to Ken,
folks.
I don't know, something's wrong here.
And who are you 5 minutes to speak? Why do you wanna go there just to speak for 5 minutes?
Not get an answer.
How are you?
Not get an answer, right? I mean,
Come on in,
The
let's
thing is,
see.
I've tried to get that changed at the last meeting, I need more support to get that
That's
changed.
the agenda.
no.
There it is.
Couple items I'd like to
But we need somebody.
address about what you said.
There to get there to change it. There's a change if no one complains.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm the selectman's representative to the school board, okay?
Okay,
I'm gonna say I attend 90% of the meetings, okay? Tony is correct. They have an open forum at the beginning, open forum at the end. You may present an item, 0 discussion. There's no, what you see in this meeting, what you see going on is the way a meeting should be run, in my opinion. When I was chairman, I ran it this way, Joe runs it, it's back and forth, give and take.
We have a topic now, we talk about the topic now, not later at the meeting.
And they allow me to speak. Thank you, and that's it, there's no discussion. And,
I did bring this up at the school board meeting,
right,
but one person saying it to them doesn't carry a whole lot of weight. Pardon me, probably because especially from me, but if we get more people there telling them that we don't like it run that way.
yeah. In defense of John Mamone, John, you often try to have some discussion, and as one member, you were often not successful, okay? Not because you don't want it, but you often try to, and it doesn't work, all right? Yes, there should be someone from the school board here. Okay? That would be good.
All right, there's nobody here from the treasury, what do we should figure on the treasury? Oh, you guys right there?
Oh, sorry.
You still have money?
Yeah, we still have,
Okay.
we got a couple of dollars, the ending bank balance for the month of June, $2,047,000. So, and we do have an unreconciled difference of 0, which is supposed to be. So, perfect, thank you. You see, Joe?
No, all right.
Alright, so basically, cemetery, Roger's not here, I don't know anybody else wants to speak about the cemetery, so I don't think anything's changed anyhow.
Police, fire?
Nothing.
Nobody,
I have town clerk report.
town clerk is in my next one. So for last month, we brought in $46,795.92. The big one is motor vehicle registrations. 40 grand. So, that's,
Lauren, I'll put you on the spot and see if you can answer this. They have changed some of the requirements about how you can register things, like now you can register ATVs,
Correct.
okay?
Yeah.
Have you heard of any improvement in sales, any improvement in customer happiness, that we're offering more services?
Oh, absolutely.
And we have a Saturday day
Yeah,
now.
which
once
is
a-
working great.
Okay,
She's getting swamped on Saturdays, so that's good.
all right. So
Yeah.
She's
All
made some
positive.
changes to her credit and doing well. So, good.
okay, I guess that's all that we have, I guess, under the department heads. Fire is not here, police isn't here, so, conservation's not here. All right, is there anything else in the old business we need to talk about?
I have a question.
Sure.
Any news on your letter campaign? Any feedback?
We sent out 40-plus pages to the carriers.
Yep.
Knowing how corporations can move rather slowly, I figured I would give them a couple of weeks. It's been about that. My idea now is to contact the tower company and ask them to send out some feelers saying that they heard a rumor that the town of Middleton was looking for some response from the cell phone providers.
I heard that rumor too.
Yeah. So we're trying to push from behind slowly and gently, but I still am confident that it will have an effect. It's just,
I know it's early, but nothing official.
but I have no doubt that a pound worth of paper landing on somebody's desk can't be ignored for too long.
Well, publicly, I will say again, you guys did a great job.
Roger Mays did the lion's share of it again. So,
Good for both of you.
Hats off to both of you.
What we need to do, so. After this, we have the recycling thing for you guys to get in the middle of.
sure. That will be next. On that same topic of the cell towers, though, if any of you are unhappy with your cell phone service, my suggestion is call your provider and very politely, but very emphatically, tell them that you feel like you are being underserved and are very unhappy. And if there's a cell phone tower that goes up with somebody else's equipment, you're more than happy to change providers. It's the money that talks.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if you get less service, you do not pay less. You still pay the basic rate that everybody else does that might have very good service.
But if Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile or one of the others hears that, well, AT&T put up a tower, Verizon says I might lose all my Verizon customers unless I put some equipment up. So
Right.
that's the idea. Play one against the other, whatever it takes. Complain.
All right, let's move out of old business into new business. Is there anything in the new business for anybody?
Oh, they're still planning on a very exciting garden tour. I'm up to 8 gardens now.
Nice.
Be providing maps for people. There'll be boards, signboards put out. There's one sign out front of the town hall now. We are selling tickets. No one will be turned away if you don't buy a ticket, but if you do buy a ticket, you're entered into some drawings for some really nice prizes.
Can you pick the garden?
I have 8 gardens listed.
I'm just kidding.
What do you mean, pick the
It
garden?
was a tour, but we take vegetables.
If you want to win the garden, you have to do the weeding.
Oh, so
Well, this,
One row of cucumbers, you get a couple of cucumbers.
well,
I have a new topic when she's done. Anybody hear anything about bears? I live on the backside of Sunrise, and I've heard a lot about bears and bird feeders and so forth. Anybody else heard or seen much.
They've been in my backyard.
Whoa,
Not
that's
in the
across
last-
the street.
Yeah, not in the last week and a half. Prior to that, I have spent numerous money on bird feeders,
There was a
till I
bear,
learned my lesson to take them in.
there was a bear from Sunrise Lake, went over through Sunrise, running parallel with Lake Shore, through Elaine Road, up Gary Road, destroyed trash on a house on Gary, through the woods, and
It's a very nice house.
the guy in New Durham that sells, the quads and lawnmowers,
Mhm.
went right through his yard. So from Elaine Road, Lake Shore, went parallel into his driveway.
And just in case anybody complains about a bear in 2 roads up from Buttermilk that destroyed their trash and were dragging the barrels, those were raccoons. I saw them at 9 o'clock at night. They made a mess.
Also that bear, my wife's daycare, they have people bring the kids in the morning, and right on this Durham Silver Street corner, I've been spotted there a couple of times too. It's a good sized bear. They're estimating about 350.
Debbie Green has it on video. They have a hunter's, and at night, he came out about 2:30.
I just
Yeah.
got coons in my bird.
Plug me up in mine. Yeah, I've been showing pictures, I think it was on the upper end of Nicola, as you go around by the lake, way up the top of the States. No, Beech Tree and Holiday, went up in there. So, it's that time of year, I guess.
All right, if we're all done, public participation, there's nothing there, we can go into our non-public.
Okay, I move that we go into non-public as per RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2C, at, I
I
guess,
second.
7:34 PM. Okay,
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
For the record, there are 2 very large vegetable and fruit gardens on the tour.
Oh, is that right? Thank you. I'll give it to my wife.
yeah, that's fine, sure.
There's a process of doing it, but like anything else, but.
That was August 19th.
So, Jim,
I'll start the paper
Jim?
tomorrow. And I'll
driveway up there?
What's that? I know the microwave is on
Driveway
there.
there? Yeah, you got that,
Yeah, I'll,